Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Select men who don't play the game, right? Now check it out. One of my, a commenter on one of my videos was asking about men who are select, but they don't necessarily play the game. They don't have a bunch of women. They might get one woman, maybe a second woman or something on the side, but for the most part, they stable. That's actually quite normal. See, understand something, right? Understand the overwhelming majority of men, who are seen as select, top dogs, they might have a combination of physical appearance and money. They're actually stable. They ain't jumping around. They get them one good wife and then they chasing the American dream or whatever country they live in. They might have they might just get, one mistress on the side or something. Because, I know in this sector of YouTube, you got a lot of dating coaches and, everybody's saying, get to do this and that with the women. But honestly, I'm just being real with it, man. This was more of a subculture, man, thinking that way. A lot of guys, they just, for lack of a better term, they blue pill. You can be selected, not necessarily be like, oh, these women are hoes, or I'm going to chase all these women down or do whatever with them. A lot of guys, they got degrees. They got a little bit of money. They might have been jocks or something. Also, they might be, actually try to follow like the tenets of whatever religion that they're practicing, which frowns upon such shenanigans. You got a lot of solid dudes out there. I mean, people tend to forget that, when we quote like marriage statistics and stuff, we tend to forget, even though it's not the majority, there's still a bunch of women. There's still a bunch of men. Women too, but still a bunch of men who just, they good. Everything's normal for them. They got a badass woman at home. They like, shoot, what I need to go chase for, right? They got stability. Now, these are usually when you get more into the upper class, you get, you got more money and everything, but they ain't dealing with a lot of dysfunction and stuff. In other words, there's a lot of men out there who are just functional enough to have like a steady relationship. And I can challenge anybody. Like the marriage, marriage is going down. Steady relationships are going down. But you still have a percentage. I mean, it's a small percentage. I mean, well, maybe a quarter of the male population. But they still doing their thing. And it is what it is. It is what it is. And it ain't nothing wrong with them, right? Because remember what I said in the video I did about the dark side of being select. I mean, if I would say to put this to any man. If you find a woman and she's solid, she down for you or something, she ain't tripping. Shoot, you giving it to her. Look, I'm going to tell you what. With a woman, if she's in a stable environment and you can give her the good D, she ain't going to give you too many problems. And you just have some guys, they just in that position. And it's not even always just guys with money. You got some blue collar cats like that, or you got some cats who are what are they? Wait a minute. Yeah, you got some cats who just find their match. And they're good. They like, shoot, what I need to like do all this for? I ain't trying to prove anything to anybody. Because remember, some about this whole... See, sometimes people talking about like red pill and, the whole PUA, dating coach, all that stuff thing, being a player, all that stuff, game. Everybody ain't really on that. This is very much a subculture. So sometimes when people within it, they think that what's going on applies to the entire culture. It doesn't. In fact, there's a whole lot of people who don't know anything about this and even wonder why it exists. Both stable men and some players, right? And I got something about that whole player thing for my next video, right? But they ain't really worried about it. and they feel like, hey, shit, we're gonna do our thing. Now, it don't mean they simps or something. It just mean they got the right woman or something like that. See, understand something, right? People need to stop applying their experience to everybody else. Everybody don't have the same experience or have the same drive to do whatever. Understand that. Now, I know some guys will say, well, if they were select, they have all these women and all that. You don't know what you do if you select. Right? You're not walking in those shoes. Just like a lot of non-select dudes don't like when select dudes say you should be doing this and that because they ain't walking those shoes. So, you just going to get some guys up there who just like, you know what, I ain't even down for all that. I mean, they could be politicians or they could be business people, professionals. They just want to sit back, enjoy themselves, build their empire, and just go with it. And contrary to popular belief, there's plenty of women down for these men. Like a lot of times, a lot of guys deal with so many dysfunctional women, it's hard for them to believe there's functional women out there who are built with a man. They are. They usually get with a stable type of dude. There's women out there who haven't rode the car carousel or everything. Understand that. Understand that, right? So they out there still. And shoot, I mean, understand that. Now, if you're a person and you want plenty of women, you do all that, that's not stopping you. That's not saying whatever. Because ultimately, at least from my point of view, I'm just teaching you how to have options. You can do as you please. You don't have to, hey, look, if it ain't in you to be like player, don't do it. Because at the end of the day, you're only responsible for yourself. And whatever you do, you got to live the life you want to live. Now, if you want to, live that playboy lifestyle, hey, that's you. But if if you say, I'm just trying to sit back and chill, raise a family, whatever, that's you too. You got to do that. Now, I know some people might not believe, well, how can you get that type of relationship? Look. Develop yourself to the best that you can. And then have some standards for yourself and then limit your interactions with women to only quality women. And if you're someone who says, well, you don't meet any and all these women are this, well, you need to examine yourself because if all you meeting is toxic women, the only thing those toxic women have in common is you. That's the only thing they have in common. Right? So it's something in you. Because understand, you might have that experience, but then if another guy, he pretty much got his act together and all that stuff, he has a different experience. Because another thing to understand about women, they treat select and non-select men different. The same woman will give hell to the non-select man, but be on her P's and Q's with the select man. It really is not even her putting on a mask, but it's the same personality. Understand that. It's the same person. It's the same personality because that's just human beings. Because we all, every single person is nice to somebody and then an asshole to somebody else. Every single person. It just depends. And you just get some guys. Shoot, they go and get the best side of women. Ain't just saying the bad side ain't gonna pop out, but I'll just say the women will be more inspired to work on their bad side. So. Just get that. Understand that. Everybody doesn't play the game. Everybody don't need to play the game. It really doesn't. We don't need a whole population on the same bullshit. Shit'll fall apart just totally if everybody was trying to do the same thing. And quite frankly, everybody can't do the same thing anyway, because quiet as it's kept, everybody ain't built for the game any damn way. So you going to get some guys, they still select, they could go there, but you know what, they ain't built for that management and everything else. There's a lot more to like dealing with multiple women. So anyway, right, they exist. All you need to do is understand that. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all later. Peace.